Charlotte Flair goes on a Twitter rant. In an SK Wrestling exclusive, Eric Bischoff speaks to Sportskeeda's own Riju Dasgupta and find out what teams advanced in the first round of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. Hello everyone, Jose G here bringing you today's top stories in today's SK Wrestling News Roundup. Charlotte Flair goes on a Twitter rant and explains why she will always be in the title picture. WWE superstar Charlotte Flair recently went on a heated Twitter rant in response to an article that focused on her WWE booking. The Queen explained at the end of her rant why she will always be in the title picture. The article in question talked about Charlotte Flair's controversial WWE booking over the years and how she has won title belts whenever she has returned from hiatuses. The article went into detail on Charlotte's booking and highlighted her feuds against the likes of Asuka and Rhea Ripley. Charlotte noticed the article and wasn't thrilled one bit over what was mentioned in the same. She decided to respond in a heated Twitter rant consisting of multiple tweets. She stated that she never finds an article where male wrestlers are trashed for taking time off, coming back, and getting inserted into the title picture immediately. Flair then said that she will always be in the title picture, with the reason being that she excels in the art of pro wrestling. Charlotte Flair is one of the most talented wrestlers in the history of WWE and is surefire future Hall of Famer. The fact that she carries the Flair name has always led to criticism from many among the WWE universe, with the central theme being that she wouldn't have had been pushed heavily if she wasn't Ric Flair's daughter. Charlotte Flair returned from a 6-month hiatus at TLC and was revealed as Asuka partner for her women's tag team title match against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Charlotte and Asuka won the belts on that night, with the former winning the tag team belts for the first time in her WWE career. Current SmackDown champion takes a massive shot at Goldberg. WWE Hall of Famer Goldberg is all set to challenge Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. The reaction online to this decision hasn't been well received, and it's safe to say that Goldberg winning the WWE title would lead to a massive fan outrage. Recently, one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Dolph Ziggler, shared 2 pictures of himself 15 years apart. Replying to this, one fan tweeted that maybe 15 years from now, Dolph Ziggler would become the 2035 version of Goldberg. Responding to this comparison, Ziggler said, quote, "Nah, I'm good at wrestling," end quote, taking a shot at Goldberg's wrestling skills. It was at SummerSlam 2019 where Goldberg took on Dolph Ziggler in a singles match and squashed him under 2 minutes to win. Goldberg has been on the receiving end of massive criticism from the WWE Universe for his wrestling skills. While WWE still portrays him as the unstoppable monster he once was, the Hall of Famer is now 54 years old, and the age has definitely taken a toll on him. His match against The Undertaker at Super Showdown 2019 was highly criticized by fans as there were many botches, and their 2 were lucky not to get seriously injured. WWE is like a factory and AEW is an art studio. Eric Bischoff gets honest about the comparison in this SK Wrestling exclusive. Former WWE personality Eric Bischoff caught up with SK Wrestling's Riju Dasgupta for an exclusive interview during which the veteran spoke about several topics about the business. Bischoff, who worked for WWE on multiple occasions and also recently appeared in AEW, shared his opinions regarding the backstage environments of both promotions. Eric Bischoff was quick to note that there was no comparison between WWE and AEW. The former WCW executive producer said that AEW has more fun backstage environment as it's a smaller company with younger talent. Here's what Eric Bischoff had to say to our own Sportskeeda's Riju Dasgupta in this SK Wrestling exclusive.
Having worked backstage at both WWE and AEW, how would you compare the vibe between both of these companies?
There is no comparison. AEW is much more fun. It is much more. Well, I mean, look. I mean, it is what it is. They're younger talent. It's a smaller company. They're a newer company. There's a camaraderie and a spirit of collaboration, which I find in a creative environment is absolutely necessary. That same spirit of collaboration doesn't really exist in WWE. WWE is like a factory, whereas AEW is more like an art studio. And when it comes to creative. So there is really no comparison. You know, of the 2, I would be much more comfortable in an AEW environment because great ideas come from collaboration. They don't come from a factory. The energy is different, the ideas are different because the energy is different. it would be, there's no comparison between the two environments.
You can watch the full Eric Bischoff interview on our Facebook watch page and our YouTube channel. WWE provides an update on Randy Orton's injuries following the fireball attack on Raw. This week on Raw, Randy Orton was set to fight Triple H, but in a shocking turn of events, Alexa Bliss appeared and shot a fireball at Orton's eye to close the show. WWE has provided an update on Randy Orton's condition following the shocking ordeal. WWE's official website offered a minimalistic update on the injuries Orton suffered on Monday. The announcement recapped Bliss's assault and also described on how the Viper was hurt. At TLC, the Apex Predator set the Fiend on fire during their Firefly Inferno match, and the Fiend hasn't been seen since that show. As a result, Bliss challenged Orton to set her on fire on Raw a few weeks ago. Orton refused, so Bliss took matters into her own hands when she threw a fireball at his face on Monday night. Fortunately, the injury doesn't sound severe. In the announcement, WWE stated that Orton only suffered minor burns, and it's safe to say that the Viper will be back in action soon. With both The Fiend and Randy Orton unavailable due to similar circumstances, it's unclear how their feud will continue to unfold. Dusty Rhodes Classic Tournament begins and a new tag team debuts. On this week's episode of NXT, we saw a trio of first-round matches for this year's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament. During the main event, the Undisputed Era's Adam Cole and Roderick Strong took on former NXT Tag Team Champions Breezango in a first-round match for the Dusty Rhodes Classic, which the UE advanced. However, their teammate Kyle O'Reilly was left in a bad stage following an attack from Pete Dunne and NXT Tag Team Champions Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. NXT champion Finn Balor tried to make the save before Dunne could do more damage to the UE member. However, Balor's effort went in vain as the Bruiserweight re-injured O'Reilly's broken jaw with a knee strike. From the looks of it, it's evident that there is still some unfinished business left between the Undisputed Era and the Kings of NXT, even after their epic battle at War Games. The debut of Nash Carter and Wes Lee on this week's NXT has gotten wrestling fans buzzing. The duo, collectively known as MSK, came out on top on their Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Tournament first-round match against Isaiah Swerve Scott and Jake Atlas. MSK, formerly known as the Rascals in Impact Wrestling, made an impressive debut showcasing their agility and tag team cohesion. MSK left a great impression on the black and gold brand and is a team to look at during the Dusty Classic. The grizzled young veterans defeated Everrise to advance in the tournament. The former NXT UK champions looked confident and brazen as always, but Chase Parker and Matt Martell did not go down with the fight. The competition in this year's Tag Team Classic is top-notch with former champions like the Undisputed Era, Breezango, and Imperium. The tournament can only get better and more hard-hitting. Thanks for watching today's SK Wrestling News Roundup. For more news stories, follow us on all social media. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Download the Sportskeeda app for the most up-to-date stories in the world of wrestling.